to all my ServiceNow ninjas. Welcome to another video today. We're going to talk about one of the most powerful features that has been added to the platform, and that is the artificial intelligence search. The AI search is currently available on ServiceNow Portal, Virtual Agent, and now mobile. I'm sure all of you would have heard feedbacks from your customers saying that the Service Portal search is great, but it's not good enough. Whether it's in terms of response times or search results. Yes, over the years, the search has performed well, but people tend to compare it with Amazon all the time. And let's be honest, the existing Zing search is not there yet. I happen to be in similar discussions, and that's where I got an opportunity to showcase AI search to my customer. And in this video, we will talk about what AI search is and how you can set up a basic AI search to showcase to your customers. If you quickly take a look at the architecture, you will see that you can add indexing from ServiceNow tables and external content, and that index data can be made available when users make a search via any of the UI experiences like Portal, mobile apps, and Virtual Agent. In addition to it, the different capabilities like machine learning, NLU, NLP, analytics are also added to the AI search index capability, which makes it more responsive and assertive than Zing. Because it uses an external hardware for indexing, that is the exact reason why it is not available on developer instances yet. It is currently available out of the box on your customer instances, and you will have to request for it. So let's take a look at some of the key features of AI search. So if you're searching, then it can display suggestions. There is an option to build and response to better powerful query searches. It can do typo handling, autocomplete results, support natural language search. You can configure stop words as well. So you would see these features are very much like the features that you will find on any powerful search engine app like Google and Amazon. From a search results basis, you can set up genius results, which we will see later in the setup part. We can configure how we want our search results page to look like by having static and dynamic components. Those are facets and navigation tabs, which we'll see later on as well. And we can refine our search by blocking specific contents that we want to make sure the users do not see. We can promote search results whereby we can bump up their relevancy, and boosting is a similar piece where again we are trying to bump up the relevancy, but in promote we want the search result to come up probably on the first page or near on the top side. Okay, so that is how the basic, I would say, configuration relationship is like. These are the 4 key elements that one has to set up when they are planning to do an AI search. If we talk about index sourcing, so with index sourcing we define an index source like the name says, but it is really which table we want to build our ServiceNow search on. We can select the table, child tables, we can set up field settings and mapping. From index source, we will define a search source, which is really a subset of index content. It's essentially the same table that we selected for index, and we add filters to it. Maybe we have all the catalog items, but on our search result we only want to allow users to select specific category catalog items or something of that nature. Then that's where the search source comes into play. In profile, we want to define how would a user experience the search. So that's where the user facing magic happens, right? Where we can define synonyms, we can set up typo handling, stop words, we can set up genius results, and then each user profile gets tagged to um, a now experience portion, right, where we define for what particular experience we want to set up the AI search for. A virtual agent, a portal, a mobile. If you have multiple portals, and it could be multiple portal, and this is really the beauty of this whole AI search, where you can have the AI search to behave and show results on virtual agent in a specific way, whereas it can behave and show results differently if it's being searched on a service portal. So again, there is a lot of power that comes as part of AI search, and a lot of the power has been given to the people who are configuring the search. So from here, let's dive into how we set up the AI search. So on a customer instance, if you first go and you see your AI search tab, you will not see a lot of things because it would say AI search is not enabled. The moment you click on request AI search, you'll have to wait. I have waited about a day. I would just request it, come the next day, and in the meantime you will see this result as AI search is requested. When it is set up, you will see that your navigation links has much more options than what you see, and yeah, you will see that the indexed sources, the out of the box index sources, have been indexed as well. So wow, a lot of stuff done already. So now our AI search is ready for use. I logged in the next day to see if it's ready, and that's what it is. So you would see that once it is available, which means a hardware is allocated to us, you will see all the related navigations available on the left hand side, which is the index, experience, query, settings, etc. Something that we have seen a little while back, all the different major components of AI search. Okay, so we will skip the guided step because we just want to enable it out of the box and use it as is. Again, the intent here is to just keep it make it available real fast for maybe a demo, or just for ourselves to understand that, right? So we'll straight go to index sources. Now you would notice a couple of tables have already been mentioned to us, and they have been indexed already. If they had not been indexed, you would see this icon message here. So again, all of this configuration is available out of the box. If we go to the catalog item table, we can see the details of it. So the index history says that at the time of activation, this was indexed also. Notice all the child tables that come as part of the catalog item table can be added to our index configuration. If there are any other mappings or any additional search settings that need to be done, we can do it here. Again, the great thing is it is already available as is, so you just need to read it, understand it, and if you need to add more tables to the indexing source, you can do that. In order to do so, you would click on the new button, you would select the table name and take things from there. So from index source, we want the index source to feed into a search source, right? And now again, you would notice that out of the box we have a lot of provisions given to us. We have something for the employee services portal, we have something along the lines of search assist, for which we will probably talk about in a separate video. But going back to our catalog item piece, we will try to look here for the one that pertains to the service portal, and which will be right here. So again, you would notice that whatever catalog items we want to filter out, because we would have indexed, let's say, 500 catalog items, but we want to show only a specific catalog item. We want to make only a specific set of catalog items available to search, so we can add that to the filter condition. And again, like I said, this is out of the box. They have mentioned here the index source, which is just what we had looked at. It is interesting, right? So at this stage, if we are creating a search source for, let's say, virtual agent, or maybe a different portal, let's say we had two different portals, an IT portal and some XYZ area portal, and we have some catalog items relevant to XYZ area only. This will be the place where we can take it from the same index search source but filter it out based on the conditions. And something similar has been done for the articles as well. So you would notice that even though our knowledge table articles were indexed, but we only see 0 results. So from search sources, we move on to search profiles. So again, you would see a lot of out of the box stuff has been already given. We will just go ahead, look at the default search profile. So far we had been looking at data, right? But now this is where it gets into the more of that experience and feature mode, where you would see that, yeah, search sources, we have talked about this, but synonyms, which means similar words if searched for, can result into relevant catalog items. We want to use stop words, which is the words which we want to exclude from our search. Typo handling, we will try to see an example of that as to how some of the most common used words, let's say if it is mobile and I'm spelling it as MOBIL, I still want to see relevant search results, are handled in this space. Genius results, which is very similar to how you would notice that on Google we would see that I'm lucky kind of an option, which if you click on it takes you straight to the end page. Something very similar here, that the most popular, most relevant result will pop up in as a card on top, which you can click on and it will take you straight to the result. So this is that area where you start configuring for the search experience for the user. Again, all available out of the box, so you just want to make sure that it is active and published. So these search profiles get fed into a search application, and this is the area where you're trying to identify or define for which ServiceNow experience you are building the AI search for. You can build the AI search for a record producer, virtual agent, different kinds of service portal. As you're already seeing, there are some for employee portal already, for mobile. So this is where you define for what kind of experience you are going to use the AI search. In this example, because we're just trying to configure it and stand it up for our default service portal, we just want to make sure that it is available. Alright, and you would notice that we see an error message here directly. Of course we will, because we have not set it on the portal yet. We just want to quickly visit to all the configurations and make sure that everything is active, that it's available out of the box for us to use. So you would see that this at the application level provides us an option for facets, which are the fields that show up on the search result. The navigation tabs, default, because we are choosing knowledge and catalog, we are using our search on knowledge and catalog, so we'll see those two tabs on our search result page. Autocomplete suggestions, some scripts, and how we want to sort our search result. So as you would notice, a lot of the base configuration ServiceNow has done for you already, so thanks to them, that makes our demo preparation time really short. Now let's go to the portal and see what kind of configurations we have to do. Okay, so this is how our default portal looks like. This is the look and feel of the search result. If I type in here something like email issues, it will try to probably populate the options in the drop down, and all those options are catalog item, knowledge articles. Depending upon how the system is performing, the search will take a little while to load the items. Now let's try to update this with the AI search. So on the portal itself, you would see that there is an option that says enable AI search. We'll just click on that. We will select the search application. So if you recall, the search application is the UI component or the UI experience for which we have configured AI search. In this case, we will just go with the Service Portal default search application. The configuration, we will also go with the Service Portal search, and we will just save it. Fantastic. Okay, and from the widgets, we will pick Okay, so I will add the home page search again. And I will preview it. That did not work. Okay, so this is the default portal and this is the default widget that we're using. So even though we made all the changes, we are still seeing the old search bar, and it is because, as per the documentation, AI search is enabled throughout the portal. Employees or customers can use AI search the next time they log in. So what we are going to do, we are going to log out and log back in to see how that comes up. Okay, now that we have logged back in, let's look at how our default service portal is looking. So now we see that the search bar is available. You would see the look and feel is a little different from what it used to be earlier. I will just type quickly email and you would see it's giving me just one option right now, email. As I keep searching and as other users keep searching, it will add all those data, it will feed all that data to ServiceNow's hardware where they will index it. So the next time when I'm trying to make a search, it will start giving me suggestions. Right now it's super fresh, so you won't see the whole shebang, but yeah, as more and more people start using it, you will notice the difference. So I'll just click on enter. And I would just be blurring some information to make sure I preserve the sensitivity of the data that's there on this instance. Alright, so you would notice that we see the results. You see how we see two tabs for knowledge and catalog item, which we had seen earlier. The facets are these details here. On top you would see that at this point we are not seeing a lot of genius result because, like I said, the indexing would take time, but if we were to see genius results, it will appear on the top. let's do one more thing, which is the typo handling. So a lot of times people like me would type in email, and you would notice it has already started giving me those suggestions. Again, those filter conditions are pretty much standard that we see here. The search responsive time is pretty good, I must say, and the results are neat too. So yeah, I think it's pretty ready for a demo. You might just want to play around it a little more so that you start adding some data. Ask your colleagues as well to play around it, so that when you're trying to demo it, you have some data to show the customer right from the starting screen all the way to the search result. So that's all the information I had to share with you on AI search. This is pretty quick and crisp only because it is from the mindset of you trying to quickly set up AI search for a demo. I will try to add more videos related to AI search for other use cases as well, like the record producer and virtual agent. Until then, I hope you would have enjoyed this quick setup video, and if you like it, please do give a thumbs up. I would at least know if I am doing fine or not. Okay, thank you everyone, have a good day.